Hi everyone, Charles from The Food People here. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. I'm back today for the 12th episode in the 12-part series looking at the longer term shifts in food and drink in the COVID era through the lens of our annual trends framework. In this final episode, we look at cultural transformation that sits as part of the wider social and cultural trend, cultural creativity, a wider movement centered around openness, creativity, and celebrating otherness. Through collaboration and engagement with other people, we can discover new cultures, different ways of thinking, working, and of course, eating. In other words, openness and creativity can stimulate our minds and a deeper connection, as well as, of course, our taste buds. There are certain eating occasions, products, and dishes that we all know and love, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to shake them up. Our morning cup of coffee or tea, breakfast, and evening cocktail are perfect examples. These are essential features of our everyday, but how we enjoy them is changing fast in the new normal. Therein lies a world of potential for innovative brands and retailers to explore. So starting with rise and shine, for many a typical breakfast routine may be a croissant or a sandwich from a local coffee shop on the way to work, or maybe a quick bowl of porridge at the office. However, breakfast routines are evolving as many are now working from home, at least for some of the time. This doesn't mean that factors like speed and convenience aren't still on the agenda. After all, if we're working from home, that also comes with perhaps working alongside homeschooling, with increasingly hectic digital home lives as well. From breakfast kits to frozen products to home delivery, there is now a huge potential market for in-home breakfast solutions. Both traditional and contemporary healthy breakfast formats need to suit an increasing array of lifestyle and dietary choices, such as plant-based, keto, low-cal, and so on, as well, of course, as the COVID immunity drive. During the COVID era, we've seen increasing evidence of the comfort and reassurance that a simple bowl of cereal can bring, exporting you to a different or better time and place. We've seen this nostalgia move into a playful space as homebound cooks have explored breakfast cereal as a flavour and a texture in things like ice cream and coffee, baked goods, cookies and cakes. Whilst comfort and nostalgia plays a role in breakfast, so does hybrid cuisine exploration, as breakfast continues to be a playground for cuisine expression. Think Mexican, Middle Eastern, Spanish or Asian at breakfast, and of course brunch, either at home or if venturing out of home. Then we have sweet like coffee. We all love our morning coffee. But as our usual fix on the run to work has faded, we've had to get our fix largely in home. However, that doesn't mean that we haven't wanted to get creative and have experience around in-home coffee. For some people, it could be just taking the time to make that perfect pour over or cold brew. For others, it's about the flavors and additions, perhaps making their own homemade salted caramel swirl iced coffee or whipping up a Dalgona foam from matcha to strawberry whip. Social media feeds have been inundated with photos of all types of Dalgona coffee. Whilst the out-of-home routine of the long black or the latte on the way to work has been disrupted, those that are venturing out see a visit to a coffee shop as being a treat and opting for drinks that help them to escape with indulgent experiential coffee-based drinks that give them hope for a better future. To some extent, the unabated love of a coffee is about maintaining daily routines and rituals, but at home. On the other hand, it could be about the need for that energy kick. And now we just have more time to play around with how we get that fix. Then we have tea reimagined. Tea is basically a national institution and pastime, and nothing helps us unwind and regroup like a good old cup of tea. Britons are actually said to drink more than 165 million cups of tea per day, and that's just in normal circumstances. During lockdown, consumers are reported to have drunk millions more. But there is a new way of tea beverages on the market, looking to explore that never-ending love of tea, from functional teas that support with sleep, aid digestion, relaxation, or even improve cognitive function, or indeed luxury teas that are rooted in specific rituals, geographies, and plantations. Ready to make or ready to drink, cold or iced teas that really get into the exploration of texture with indulgent lattes or nitro brew or indeed sodas. There's also wine and spirits that have been spiked or infused with tea. Tea is that perfect space where both indulgence and wellness can play together. There's no set way to enjoy a cup of tea, and indeed many tea houses and cafes are taking that treat like coffee approach, as no ingredients, techniques, formats or processes are off limits. Then we have Next Wave Spirits. Lately, the spirits industry has undergone a serious makeover, in large part due to the craft gin revolution, which has spurned a wider craft spirit movement. Just as gin has shaken off some of its historical imageries to become the hipster spirit of choice, the likes of rum, tequila are undergoing the same renaissance. To set themselves apart from the crowd, craft distilleries have been experimenting with flavour innovations and new techniques and botanicals. Think rum aged in sherry casks, or new botanical or ingredient inspiration. What about sour cherry we've seen in evidence, Seville orange, kumquat or rhubarb, and even a shift away from juniper and lemon to things like Persian lime, banana peel, cactus, or even lemon verbena. Consumer appetite for these craft spirits seems unabated, and the same can be said for our love of cocktails. Although it's been more difficult to go to our favourite bars and restaurants, so new ways to enjoy these is evolving at an accelerated pace, delivered to your door, ready to drink canned cocktails, pre-bottled Negronis and so on. Of particular relevance in summer 2020 and into 21 are those drinks that have the ability to export us to another time or place. Think sangria, mojito, margarita, aperitivo, or a spritz. And of course, the previously highlighted trends in previous episodes in tropical are very relevant here. Flavors like pineapple, mango, kiwi, starfruit, and watermelon abound in spirits. So in this article, we've highlighted the relevance and shifts that are likely to evolve and develop in the COVID era through the lens of cultural transformation. And by considering these shifts and how you as a business brand, startup or entrepreneur, pivot and adapt in consideration of them will mean that you're well positioned to succeed in this new COVID era in food and drink. We do have 2 more episodes in which we'll be exploring cuisines and those that we've seen flourish during the COVID era. So join our TFP community for the details of our upcoming episodes and all the latest food and drink trend foresight. Visit thefoodpeople.co.uk and complete your details at the footer of the page. Stay safe and keep well, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.